Hey, how you doing today? I am Tequila Coleman. This video is a reminder for you to get back on your post. Get on your post. I don't care what you are going through. I don't care how exhausted you feel. I don't care what's going on. Let me tell you something. We are living in a world where there's a real enemy, and you see how this enemy is fighting your love story. You see the enemy has snatched your husband, snatched your wife out of your life, and is fighting you. You see how the enemy is attacking your finances, attacking your children, attacking your health, but you sleeping. Come on now. How can you sleep? How can you be focused on getting 8 hours of sleep when the enemy has crept in and caused division in your home? How can you be focused on sleeping, allowing the enemy to keep you distracted when the enemy has you going from paycheck to paycheck? When the enemy, has isolated you and caused all these people to now start rejecting you, how can you sleep? This isn't the time to sleep. This is the time to pray, to be on our prayer post. This is a reminder for you to get back on your 4 prayer watch. 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. You should be on that prayer watch, praying and watching and rebuking and binding and destroying the works of the kingdom of darkness. Many of you, you're like, God, why this and why that? When God is going to, get me out of delay. When you get on that prayer post, when you take the things of the Lord serious, when you understand, I'm living in a world where there's a real enemy, and this enemy operates through people who are possessed by the devil. And these people are on assignment to make sure you don't enter into your God-ordained marriage promise. So what you got to do? That means I got to set an alarm that's going to wake me up at 3 o'clock in the morning. That means I got to, there's going to be days where I'm not going to get 8 hours of sleep. 8 hours of sleep shouldn't be my goal. When I look at my life and I see all hell that's breaking loose in my life, when I see the enemy attack my children, when I see the enemy, has caused a separation, between me and my spouse, 8 hours of sleep, that's the least of my focus. I need to be up on my prayer post, praying, warn, rebuking, binding, speaking in tongues, reading my word, growing in power. Come on now. Don't sleep on the things that are so easy to do. It's easy to pray. It's easy to fast. But we don't often do these things. We overlook it, right? We overlook it. But we'll go and work 12, 16 hours on a job, but we won't pray. Come on now. The very thing that the enemy keep you distracted from not doing, that's the very thing that you need to do more of. Okay? So it's time to get back on your post. Don't allow people to tell you idolizing marriage because you fasting too much or you praying too much. There's no such thing as too much prayer. The Bible say pray about everything. Pray without ceasing. The Bible say when you fast, these are principles. We're supposed to be doing these things. This is supposed to be your lifestyle. Prayer is the very thing that's going to, one of the very things that's going to turn this whole love story around and work in your favor. But if there's no prayer, the tables don't turn. If I'm not fasting, that means the enemy is getting the upper hand over me and my love story. Because we already know the enemy, they sending these witchcraft attacks. They sowing tears in a dream, right? And how do we destroy this? How do we block these things? By prayer, fasting, through prayer and fasting. Okay, so this is your call to get back on your post. It's not the time to be focused on some 8 hours of sleep. Yesterday I had 2 hours of sleep. I won't focus on that. I sleep later on when it's time to go to bed. But right now I'm on assignment. You got to shift your mindset. Okay, and you got to stop telling yourself, I don't know if I can do it. You can do it. You will do it. You have no other choice because the enemy is trying to take you out. The enemy is trying to take out your spouse. You have no other choice but to fight for it. You better get on that post. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? You got to see this thing differently. The enemy is trying to take what rightfully belongs to you. He's trying to take your marriage. He's stealing your finances. He's trying to take your children. He's trying to, he's just coming in doing all type of stuff. You got to put your foot down and you got to say, not today, devil. You got to stand in your authority and rebuke that enemy until he bow. All right. So this is your call to get back on your post. All right. That is it. I am Tequila Coleman. I'll talk to you real soon. Take care.